Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Jill with Greenwood Girl Cards, and I am coming on to do an episode of Woodblock Wonders, or as Felicia of Bible Scraps would say, Red Rubber Rarities, okay? And actually my friend Amy, who lives here in Washington too, she's Crafty One over on Instagram, and she runs the Coffee Lovers blog hop. She has been doing a lot of woodblock. I think she calls hers Woodblock Wednesdays. So I'm right in time for Woodblock Wednesday too, because it's Wednesday right now. It's just after midnight. It's very hot. We're under a heater advisory out here in the Pacific Northwest. And when it's hot, I just don't do it as well as at sleeping. So anyway, I thought I would create a card tonight because I just couldn't get to sleep. So this is the woodblock stamp that I am using. This is the number on it. It's WCG S2028. And this is by a company I love, Angie B Designs. And this is copyright 2000. And you can definitely look Angie B Designs up on YouTube, and you will, or not YouTube, eBay. And you will find some of their stamps occasionally. So I like to, anything that's kind of country prim, country Christmas, country fall, I just thought this was the perfect autumn and August stamp. I love this little adorable candy corn here. And it's, I'm a gardener, so I love the flower pot, the greenery, and then there's a little moon and 2 stars. So I picked this up on eBay. As you know, I monetized my YouTube channel recently, and I have short ads running, and I get a little bit of money. If you're curious how much money I make in YouTube per month, it's around $135. And I have just over 9,000, I think I'm right around 9,300, I don't know, somewhere in there, subscribers. Maybe I'm almost to 9,400. So in a month, with everybody watching, I bring in about $135 a month. And so I'm taking I put the $100 in the bank to help pay my son's tuition. And the $35 each month I save up till I have about $70 or $80. And then I do an order and I'll purchase some things. So this was one of the things that I purchased using my YouTube money. So thank you guys for watching my channel and helping me to buy craft supplies that I can then share projects with for you to enjoy. So that's the stamp that I used, and I just love it. And then the things that I used to create my card, I used this wonderful vintage photo distress ink and a little sponge dauber, and that's probably my go-to brown ink along with the tea-dye one. And then to stamp the stamp, I used this Memento Tuxedo, or not Tuxedo Black, Rich Cocoa. Okay, and this is a fast fade resistance dye ink that is quick drying, and it's perfect for Copic coloring. So that is the ink that I used because I knew I was going to color with Copics. I used some of this Fun Stamper's Journey twine. I found a whole other roll of this, and I was so happy because my other one, I used it all up. And then from the Not Too Shabby shop, from Jamie's shop, I used this paper pad. It's called Farm Sweet Farm. And there's this one as well as a more simplified version that's also came out with this one. And but I pulled this one out specifically to use this paper right here. So these are beautiful paper pads. There's lots of really cute images in here. There's little cows, there's pigs, there's farms and stuff. But I will say that the images are a little too big for me for the purposes of card making. I would rather have the images and the icons that are in here be a little bit smaller. But I think they're great if you just want to add a sentiment and have a really cute paper. It's really easy to make a pretty card. Like, look at that beautiful paper. You could just add a beautiful sentiment panel and have a beautiful card. So sometimes it's nice to let the paper do the work for you, and I think these papers are great for that. But again, I use this paper, and I love this almost like watercolor stripe that this paper has in it. So Jamie, thank you for the beautiful papers. And then the dies that I used are the Pretty Oval Layer dies, MCT D421. So this is from My Creative Time. And then I also used the A2 Fancy Frame Layer dies. These are the stitched ones. And then she also has the non-stitched ones, and you can layer these together to get a nice frame if you want, or a nice set of layered colors, you know, of your papers. So those are the two die sets that I used. And then from Lily of the Valley, I used the digital set of their fall tag dies. And this has things like Happy Fall, Hello Pumpkin. I guess I could turn it this way. Happy Fall, Hello Pumpkin, Sweater Weather, Happy Harvest, Pumpkin Patch, Pumpkin Spice, Pumpkin Pie, Hay, Apples. And then it also has icons. And the icons include some fuzzy socks, pie, pumpkins, mushrooms, coffee, tea, sweaters, yarn. So these tags can be utilized for all sorts of things for fall time, okay? So the one that I used is one that says Happy Fall, Ya All, and I'll show you that in just a moment. But these, again, are available at the LOTV Digi Shop on Etsy. And they have, I believe these also come in polymer. They're not always in stock. So anything you don't see that's in stock, you can always message through your Etsy account. You can always message Lisa, who is the owner, and Lisa will respond to you, okay? So those are all the products that I used. And let me show you my card. So here's the card that I created. I used a beautiful orange polka dot paper in the background, and I went through the paper pads I got from Michael's last year, and I pulled out a bunch of the fall colors, and I cut down the papers to A2 card size and put them in my paper bin. So this is one of the ones from Michael's, and it's an orange with a polka dot in cream. And then here's that beautiful paper from Not Too Shabby Shop, and you can see kind of the rustic painted look to those yellow stripes. And I just love that. And then there's also some white paint sort of stripes that are part of it also. So it's a very rustic looking layer that I created with that A2 Fancy frame layer. And then you can see that I stamped the stamp onto an oval die cut, and then I just colored it with Copics, and I added the little Happy Fall You All tag, and that, of course, is from Lily of the Valley, or the LOTV Digi Shop on Etsy. And then I added some light blue color into the flowers that I was coloring. So I'll show you the markers that I used if you're curious. I did isolate them so you could see the numbers that I used. So these are the markers that I used, and I also used a Tombow marker, and this is in color 879, and it's a nice brown color. I used that, and then I also made some tiny little dots and touched up a few things with that marker there, and I think I might have used one other that I already put away. But anyway, those are the primary colors, the Copic colors that I used to color and shade the image a bit. And I can already tell I could add more shading to this now that the first and second coats are dry. And oftentimes after I show things on video, I will go back and add colored pencils to what I've already done, and sometimes even use some Gamsol, you know, to add additional shading to whatever I show you guys. It's always nice to add additional color with your pencils. You get a different look than you do with just Copics alone. So a lot of times after I'm done videoing, I will let everything dry, and then I go in and I add, you know, I'll pull a few pencils out and just add some additional color onto what I am working with, if you will, whatever image I'm playing around with. And before I take pictures, you know, and sometimes I also will spray with glitter spray. So you may not always see every, you know, when you see what I have on camera, sometimes when you actually see the finished product, it'll look a little bit different, just depending on what else I add to the image. I should finish them all up before I show you, but often I like to just let the Copics dry more before I try to put colored pencil on top of it. And, you know, so that's just the way I do it. The other thing that I did was I added a little piece of a doily. This was in my scrap bin, and I just wanted to pick up on that blue and bring it down to the bottom of the card. And so I just cut just an edge off of the doily, and then I slid it under the mat just to add a little more detail. And I'm toying with the idea of just adding a little piece of lace or trim and making a little loop here and just having that up here to add an additional little thing to the card, but I'll decide tomorrow. I always like to look at my cards a day after I make them and just see what else do I need to do to it. Do I need to add a couple sequins, maybe some pop dots? What do you call those? I don't have any diamond dots because our stores out here in the Pacific Northwest, they just don't carry them. But I do have some of the, I do have little things like little jars of sequins and just different things that I could add, just a little more detail to this card. On the inside right now, I just have the A2 matte of those fancy frame layers and a little tab on there. And then on the back, I used one of the sweet little Handmade with Love by Jill Norwood tags that my friend Susan Laverty sent me for my birthday. So I put that on the back of the card. So that's what I have so far. I love this cute, cute little stamp. I just think it's so, so sweet. And this is what I wanted to share tonight for my episode of Woodblock Wonders. So thank you guys for taking a look. And I am so honored that you all join me and watch my channel and leave such delightful comments. And I'm always so happy to be able to share heart with everybody. I am still watching videos and looking at everybody's Saturday morning makes. So many posts on Facebook and Instagram. Oh my goodness. And just so many cute things. Mindy was crocheting new things. She's adding some fall pumpkins and stuff and making layered animals that have fall emblems on them and just really neat ideas and lots of beautiful cards and tags. It's always a joy to see people using some of the products as they come in. I saw lots of people using the new My Creative Time release and starting to play with their gingerbreads. Anne Marie made some gingerbreads. Lisa was working with the My Creative Time release from right before the gingerbreads. So she was working with the bees and that particular release with the bees and the butterflies and everything, which, oh my gosh, I love that release too. So much fun. I just wanted to mention while I have you on here too, that I'm starting to work on the My Creative Time release. It'll be not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, which I think is the 26th or something. And I also just wanted to remind everybody that there is a code going on for with Peachy Keen stamps for the month of August. And I had shown you guys some projects. Did I keep anything here? I don't think I did. Well, the code is Jill10 for 10% off your entire purchase with Peachy Keen. And I just wanted to mention it again because a few of my friends, I think, are buying and they're not using the code. So there's a link. I'll put the link in the drop-down menu of this video. And if you click on that link, it'll take you through, and just remember to plug in at checkout the code Jill10 for 10% off your entire purchase. And I wanted to also just announce that we are going to be doing a release with Peachy Keen. I believe it will be the first weekend of September. Okay, so mark your calendars. I think it's September 1st or 2nd, whatever the Saturday is there. And the plan is to do a release. And I'm very excited for the release. If everything comes together and it works out, I'll be sharing a Peachy Keen release the first weekend of September. So be watching for that too. And I just wanted to mention it. So lots of fun Halloween stuff coming up with Emma, with My Creative Time for her release not this weekend, not this Saturday, but next Saturday. And then the following Saturday will be Peachy Keen's release at the beginning of September. So I hope you guys will join me. Okay, everybody have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. And I hope to come back and share more this week if time permits. All right, everybody take good care. Bye now.